Hi, it's Bill. I'm the salty old Marine. Let's talk about special monthly compensation, also known as SMC. SMC is an interesting kind of compensation because it is not part of the normal VA disability in terms of 0 to 100%. So in other words, if you get a VA disability rating or a series of VA disability ratings that add up to a percentage, you get a certain amount per month for that VA disability. For example, in my case, I am currently rated at 60%, and I get a VA disability rating per month based on that. However, even after you get to 100%, there are additional disabilities that, if you are approved for them, could bring in even more disability income, even more than 100%. So typically that's called special monthly compensation, or SMC, and there are a variety of compensation levels for those. So let's run through a few of them. First of all, veterans who qualify for SMC have a severe service-connected condition. Examples are things like loss of use of a hand, a foot, an arm, or a leg, blindness or severely impaired vision, need for aid and attendance, meaning they have to have someone look after them, perform daily functions for them, that sort of thing. Loss of reproductive organs or severe loss of function, and paralysis or severe mobility limitations. As of 2024, SMC is divided into different levels, from L, SMC-L, all the way to R2. They're based on the severity of the disability. So for example, starting with SMC-K, SMC-K is the lowest of the ratings. Currently, or I should say in 2024, it was $128.62 a month. So not a whole lot of money, right? Less than what a current VA 10% disability payment is. But it's on top of your VA disability. So whether you get 10%, 0% or 100%, this adds on top of that, right? So it's not part of the usual VA math. It's just an additional amount. So if you receive, say, $500 a month in VA disability and you get SMC-K, you get $500 plus $128.62, or whatever 2025 rates are. These are adjusted every year, just like the VA disability rates for cost of living adjustments. So what's SMC-K, the lowest rating? It's for the loss of use of a body part, for example, hand, foot, reproductive organ, hearing, or sight. Now, the giggle factor is high with this one, so bear with me. Let's just be adults about this. Typically, SMC-K is for erectile dysfunction, or the female equivalent in terms of loss of sexual interest. And yeah, that's not something a lot of guys like to talk about. Sorry, it happens. And if it does happen to you, and it's service-connected, then you can apply for SMC-K and receive that extra $128.62 a month, or whatever the current rate is. Now, you might ask, how could that be service-connected? Erectile dysfunction? I mean, come on. Well, the fact is, there's a lot of conditions that you may already be rated for, service-connected for, that could conceivably cause erectile dysfunction. Number one is medication, right? So if you are service-connected for some condition and you have to take medication for it, and it causes erectile dysfunction, bang, SMC-K. You'll have to, of course, do the whole dance with your application in terms of proving the nexus, right? You've got to prove that you currently have erectile dysfunction. You've got to talk about how it affects your family life. Well, that's kind of important, right? So the marital status and so on. And yeah, the nexus, the connection between the in-service event or the secondary condition and the current diagnosis. So it's not different than other disabilities in terms of what you have to do to prove it. It just means it's an additional amount on top of anything else you receive for VA disability. Moving on, the next higher ratings are much more money per month, much more. So SMC-L, which is the next level up, is $4,228.06 a month. So $4,200 a month. It means you require aid and attendance. And there's a lot of information about what aid and attendance is, and I'll probably make another video about that. But for right now, just, you can always Google for it, but if you require aid and attendance and you meet the criteria, that's SMC-L. It's an additional $4,200 a month. Given that 100% disability is $4,000 a month, I mean, now you're looking at $8,000 a month in tax-free income. I hope that you don't require aid and attendance, but if you do, and it's caused by your military service, then you should probably look into applying for this. Next ones up are things like SMC-S, housebound, 100% disability plus a 60% separate disability on top of that, so basically 160%. SMC-M, the loss of two extremities. SMC-N, as in November, more severe loss of use like paralysis or amputations. SMC-O, extreme disabilities, multiple losses of functions. Now we're talking $6,000 a month. SMC-R, which requires daily medical care for survival. In other words, if you're not receiving medical care every day, you'll die. That's $8,400 a month. And SMC-R2, the highest level, which is somebody who requires 24/7 medical care to stay alive. I wouldn't wish this on anybody, of course. If you're in, however, that situation, if those are your circumstances, it's $9,400 per month. So, oh, and also there's SMC-T, which is for veterans with severe traumatic brain injuries. And again, boy, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I'm sure anybody who has that would much rather have their functions back than have the money. But if you're stuck with those conditions, well, that's what these disability ratings are for. So that's special monthly compensation and SMC. And that's just a high-level review of what it's for. It's in addition to any VA disability rating you currently have. So keep that in mind. If you have gotten to 100% and you fit any of these criteria for SMC, that's something additional that you should probably look into applying for. Even if you're not at 100%, you can always apply for SMC. And again, if you get that award, it goes higher. It adds on to whatever you're currently getting. And it's tax-free, just like your VA disability income. This is Bill. I am the Salty Old Marine. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found it informative. Please like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends. Leave a comment. Leave your questions. I read them all. I'll answer every one that I can to the best of my ability. And as always, have a great day.